It's super cute. I like it when I use it, and otherwise it looks really pretty sitting on my shelf, and I'm not mad about it. So there you go. That's the Coach Troop 16, which is a mouthful to say, my goodness. Hello, welcome or welcome back to Classics with a Quirk, where I talk about contemporary and luxury designer items and brands with a touch of silliness. This is the kind of content that you find interesting. Please do like this video and subscribe for more of it. Thank you. 2021 is almost over and we are fast approaching 2022, so I figured that it might be nice to film a wishlist update video. Now, a lot of people I see on YouTube film updated wishlist videos throughout the year, and I did not do that, so I figured that this might just be a good end of year check-in for the things that I had on my wishlist at the beginning of the year, what I did get, what I didn't get, and my feelings on kind of both of those things. I am planning to make a 2022 wish list, so stay tuned for that. Subscribe for more content, by the way, and hit the notification bell so you find out about my videos as soon as I put them out. I will try to link all the items that I discuss in this video down below. Some items are no longer in stock or for sale on the actual website, so I might have to look at the pre-loved market for you, but I will link everything I can find down below. Now, my 2021 wish list encompassed both luxury and lifestyle, so I'm going to be talking about both of those things. I will leave timestamps down below as well in case you want to skip back and forth. I'm going to do lifestyle first and then talk about luxury, so if you want to just skip to luxury, I mean, that is a-okay with me. For those of you who are interested in the lifestyle stuff too, I'm going to just start with that. And first off was a silk pillowcase. Now, I have heard about the benefits of silk pillowcases for eons. They're hypoallergenic, they're more hygienic, they're better for your hair, better for your skin, and so it was kind of on my radar to get one in 2021 because I had previously never owned a silk pillowcase. And so I did very early in 2021 purchase one. It was kind of on my resolutions. Now, I bought my pillowcase from Lily Silk, and this is not sponsored in any way by Lily Silk. I've actually never been contacted by Lily Silk for a partnership or anything like that. I just, I hear a lot about Lily Silk specifically on YouTube, and a lot of people I know have like codes because they are in partnership in some way with Lily Silk. So I got, I believe, 15% off of this and then an additional 5% off because of a new I got a decent amount off for this pillowcase, which is why I bought it. Now, I will be honest, I haven't noticed a huge difference in the silk pillowcase usage versus my cotton pillowcases. I wash them regularly anyway, so I haven't really noticed a difference in allergies or cleanliness or anything. And I haven't really noticed a difference on my skin either. I never really woke up with face creases from my pillowcase. So the fact that I still don't isn't really a for or against the silk pillowcase, but I'm willing to continue trying and use it because I don't see anything wrong with using the silk pillowcase. I also haven't super noticed a difference in my hair, but I will say that I discovered in 2021 that my hair is slightly curly, and you might have noticed like a change if you've watched me from last year to this year that I've sort of styled my hair a little bit differently now. It's more curly, slightly less frizzy with the curls, but I don't know if using the silk pillowcase has changed how it has helped or hindered my hair. I really haven't noticed a difference. My hair gets squashed when I sleep and I wake up with the curls squashed, and that's sort of how it goes. I haven't noticed any benefits from it. And I'm talking a really long time about a silk pillowcase, so I'm going to wrap it up. But generally, like, I haven't noticed a huge difference. I'm willing to keep using it because I hear so much about the benefits, but like no really for or against comments. It might help with my hair, but my hair just gets squashed while I sleep, so the curls get messed up anyway. I don't know. I will say, however, that on the fact that this is a Lily Silk pillowcase, I'm not super impressed by the quality. And again, I'm not being sponsored by them. I'm not being paid to talk about this in any way. This is my honest, genuine opinion about Lily Silk, having bought this item myself. It was fairly inexpensive for silk, so I can't complain about that. But the silk itself is not great quality. It's fine. It's fine. It's not bad quality, but it's definitely fine quality, which makes sense. You're not paying a lot for it, so you're not getting the best possible quality you could, but it does feel a little bit rough where silk shouldn't, and it does occasionally catch on my fingers, especially when I have dry hands. It does catch on my fingers occasionally. So it's, it's fine. I can't say that I'm blown away by the quality or thoroughly impressed. It's just okay. It's a decent pillowcase for the price that it is. And that's all I have to say on the matter. I've never tried their clothes. I've never tried Lily Silk clothes before, so I don't know if that is different or would be different. I'd be open to trying them, but I don't need to buy Lily Silk clothes right now, so I'm not going to. I do wonder about the stitching though on the clothes, because I've sometimes seen other YouTubers talk about Lily Silk clothes and show close-ups, and as somebody who sews myself, I haven't been super impressed by the stitch work on the clothing. But again, it's fairly inexpensive, so I guess what are you expecting? All right, I talked about a silk pillowcase for like 12 minutes, so I'm gonna stop now. So the next thing on my lifestyle wish list was a skincare routine. Now I have been washing and moisturizing my face for a while. You know, I'm an adult, I try to take care of my skin, but I hadn't really established a skincare routine with like designated products. It was mostly like, this is something that looks good soap, this is moisturizer that seems fine, combined on face. And I really wanted to invest more into my skin as I'm getting a little bit older. And I don't mean I am old in any way, because age is just a mindset, but more that like I am aging and skin ages and you want to protect it and keep it healthy. So I figured I'd try. And so I did go through a couple of different brands. And so this is what I ended up settling on. So I have these products that I use pretty much every day. And my routine basically in the morning was moisturizer. This is the Fab Beauty moisturizer, First Aid Beauty moisturizer, First Aid Beauty moisturizer, I guess, because it is Fab Beauty. So I use this on my face, and in the morning, I have very dry skin, so in the morning I just wash my face with water and then I moisturize, so I don't use a soap. If I do for some reason feel that my face is dirty, which it doesn't usually feel after I just slept, but I will wash it with a mild soap, a mild cleanser, but not this stuff in this box. So at night is kind of when I have the most routine of skincare besides the moisturizer. So I double cleanse. I use a oil cleanser and then a salicylic acid cleanser and then a serum, and then I moisturize. So the cleansing oil that I use was Burt's Bees cleansing oil. And I just got this at my local CVS, and as you can tell, it's basically empty. I am pretty much done with this. And to replace it, I tried using the Oat Cleansing Balm from the Inkey List, and I don't like this very much. It's very thick, it's very like Vaseline greasy feeling, and I feel like I never fully get it off my skin even after I use my second cleanser. I'm still using it, especially if I'm like showering or getting off sunscreen, because it does work okay, but I haven't noticed it working great, and it's hard to get off. So I'm going to use it up, but I don't like it and would not repurchase it. If you have used this cleanser and you do like it, please let me know how you use it. So maybe I'm doing it wrong. I don't know, but for me, it doesn't work. It's too thick and greasy, and I always feel like I don't fully wash it off my face. The cleanser I do use from the Inkey List, however, is the salicylic acid cleanser. And I do like this. It does feel like my skin is clean after I use it. Sometimes if I'm using my actual like cleansing oil, I do feel like I get it all off with this cleanser. If I'm using the cleansing balm, I don't necessarily feel like it works all the way, but this is about halfway full now, and I'm gonna use it up. Because it's salicylic acid, this is only a night cleanser for me, because salicylic acid makes you more vulnerable to the sun. So if you use a salicylic acid cleanser in the morning, you wanna make sure you use sunscreen. And I don't need a double cleanse in the morning with this anyway, again, because my face is so dry. So this is a nighttime use for me. And then after that, I use a serum. This is a hyaluronic acid serum from The Ordinary. And this is really good because it moisturizes your face and really sucks in and locks in moisture. And as I said, I have super dry skin, so this is nice. I have noticed a difference. I feel like my face does feel much more moisturized when I use the hyaluronic acid. So I have noticed a difference with this. And let's see, this is a new bottle, so I've only used like about that much so far. It does last a really long time. You need like 2 drops of this, and it comes in a little dropper thing, and you know, I do like this. So I like this. I would repurchase this. And then the rest of my routine is just another moisturizer. And this is, again, the Fab Beauty Cream. I found this at TJ Maxx, by the way. This is a 10-ounce jar, and I got it for 15 bucks, which is much less expensive than you can get on the actual First Aid Beauty website. So I would recommend checking TJ Maxx, or checking TJ Maxx in general for a lot of this kind of thing, because you can get some really good deals. And just make sure that you check the date, like the expiration date, especially on the skincare, because I've seen skincare that like expires in a month or expired 2 months ago. So just make sure you check that. This one expires in September of 2022, so I'm good, especially since I've used quite a lot of it. So, and that's my skincare routine. So I do like this a lot. I actually picked up another First Aid Beauty thing from TJ Maxx that was like 12 ounces for like 20 bucks, which I think is worth it. So there you go. And that's what I do for skincare. Next on my list was a lighting setup, and I did get a ring light that I am using right now, and I'm still working on how to make it work for me. I do need the ring light, especially when I film in the evenings or early mornings, because it's very dark. It's very dark. And I need to like light up my face so I don't look like I'm entombed in shadow. And I think the ring light does help. I've currently got it pointed at the ceiling and bouncing off the corner of this room, because if I have it aimed towards me, this is the problem. I have glasses and it reflects in the glasses, and I'm sure you've noticed that in some of my videos where like the ring light is reflecting off my glasses. It looks awful. It's super distracting and I hate when that happens. So I'm really trying to do stuff that makes sure that it doesn't do that on my glasses. I'm working on it. I'm trying my best. I still think I need to fiddle with it, especially since how I film and where I film changes sometimes. I'm still also figuring out the best place to film in my home. But, you know, I do think that the ring light was a good purchase. I still need to figure out how to use it and make it work for me. On the same note, and also having to do with filming for YouTube, is I wanted a camera. I filmed on my phone for the beginning of my YouTube channel and for part of 2021, and I only got a camera recently, relatively. I did a lot of research. I'm super into tech. This is a fun fact about me. I'm really into tech. I watch a lot of TechTube. I keep up to date on all of the latest models of phones, laptops, computers, gadgets, but I had not researched cameras before because it wasn't something that I was super interested in. But I did need to find a camera, and so I dove into the research and ended up settling on the Sony ZV-1. And I do like it so far. It works really well. I think that it has definitely improved the quality of my videos. I'm still figuring out how to use it and utilize it to the best of its ability, especially with like ISO and stuff like that. But I do like it a lot, and I think it has benefited my channel in a lot of ways. One thing about the Sony ZV-1, by the way, if you're interested in using it for video, is that if you are transferring files from the SD card to an iPad, one, you have to make sure that you lock the SD card when you plug it into your iPad, because otherwise the iPad will corrupt the footage once it's done taking the footage off the SD card. So make sure you lock your SD card before you try to transfer stuff to your iPad if you're doing it that way. And second, it's kind of a little bit annoying to get to your video files from the SD card on an iPad, because you have to go into like the Untitled folder and then the M4 root folder and then clip, and then it's just several steps. And I don't know why you can't just import it into Photos. And it's apparently a specific Sony thing, and most specifically a Sony ZV-1 thing. So, I mean, I did a lot of research into this after I was trying to figure out how to do it. So it's just a note that you can get your files from an SD card to an iPad, but it's a little bit of a process to do so. So that's just something to be aware of. The last thing on my lifestyle wish list for 2021 had been an updated Fitbit. I had been using the Fitbit Versa for a couple of years, and I really liked it. I really liked the Fitbit app. I had previously been using Garmin. I really liked the Fitbit app more, and I liked how the Versa was kind of a smartwatch and had a colorful screen. The problem with the Fitbit Versa, the first generation, that I had personally, aside from the fact that the battery life was starting to go, was that it had metal in the band, and the metal would react with my skin and eat away at it and give me rashes and occasionally bleed, and that was not great. So I had to like wear a bandage on my wrist underneath the Fitbit so it didn't actively dissolve my skin while I wore it. Not the greatest, and I really wanted to update it because the Versa 3 didn't have those like little bands. It was full silicone, so it would irritate my skin a lot less. So I did. I got the Fitbit Versa 3 also fairly early in the year. They were running like a special sale at Target or something, and I do really like it a lot. I use it in the exact same way I use the Versa 1, and if you're interested in the Versa 3, I would recommend, first of all, getting the Versa 3 as opposed to the 1 or the 2, because the band is much easier to use and much more comfortable, and I don't know, I like it a lot. It's a super convenient smartwatch, and I really have no complaints. The battery life is also pretty good. It has dwindled a little bit, but it charges super fast. So I just like charge it while I'm in the shower and then it's up all the way. So I don't have a problem with that. The biggest thing I found from looking at reviews on the Versa 3 were people were really mad about the button, because it's not a button, it's a haptic feedback like push thing for it to work. And I was concerned about that because everybody was complaining and saying that it was the worst. I've had no problems. Like, I don't know if they changed the software of the haptic feedback button or what, but I have zero problems with the haptic feedback button. So if that was something that you were concerned about, don't be, it's fine. Now that I've talked for 25 minutes about my lifestyle wish list, which I'm going to try to fix in editing, I'm going to talk about my luxury wish list. And there were several things on this wish list that I changed or decided that I no longer wanted, and some things that I got instead. And I'm going to explain all that now, so why am I babbling without talking about it? So the first thing was the Coach Cassie, specifically in the oxbud color, and I did get that. I got the Coach Cassie fairly early this year, actually. I think I got this in like February, so quite early into 2021. And this is the oxblood color with the aged brass hardware, or the brass hardware top handle. The strap is coiled up inside. I really like this bag. It bears a lot of similarities to the Bichette Métis, so if you like the Bichette Métis, this is kind of that. A lot of people talk about the fact that Louis Vuitton supposedly copied Coach because this bag was the Coach Court originally. I disagree. I have the Coach Court. This is not that bag, like, at all. They both have a flap and a turn lock and a top handle and a strap, but the layout is different. On the layout note, it's got these 3 internal pockets, 1, 2, and a slip pocket in the back. It's pretty roomy. As you can see, the inside is this like dark red color, this burgundy that matches the oxblood really well. It's a very nice size bag and quite roomy. I do like it a lot, and this is the grained pebbled leather, so it's fairly scratch resistant. It's also pretty water resistant, so this is kind of one of my like daily, everyday bum around bags. I like this bag because it can fit my notebooks and my planner in it. So when I want something that's kind of a knock around bag, or it's like raining outside and I just want something simple and easy to grab, I usually will take this, put my notebooks in it, put all my other stuff in it, and I'm good to go. So I like this a lot. It was a really good buy. I got it on sale, and it was, I believe, the last one in the country. I made a whole video about it. And yeah, no complaints about this bag. I like it a lot, and I think it was worth it. The next thing on my wish list was the Coach Troop 16 in black, another Coach bag. I really like Coach, by the way, in terms of contemporary along with the luxury. I think Coach is a great contemporary brand, and they make a lot of good quality pieces for very reasonable prices. So, when I talk about contemporary on my channel, I'm often talking about Coach. I have a pretty decent Coach collection. I do rehab vintage Coach as well, and I made a video all about that process, so I'll link that for you, where I took this absolutely awful vintage backpack and it turned out beautifully in the end. So that is a fun video. I'll link it for you, as I just said. But back to the luxury wish list, I wanted the Coach Troop 16 in black, and I did get that too. So this is the Coach Troop 16. It has this cute little top handle and this really adorable turn lock that is magnetic and just opens like that. It's super teeny tiny and I like it. I just have the tag tucked inside, and then inside is this pretty like goldenrod suede, and the strap, it's got like a thin strap that you can use with it. And I think this is still an adorable bag. I also got this on sale. I got this for, I believe, 60% off. Originally, I got it for 50% off, but then Coach changed it to 60% off, and I went and I asked for a price adjustment. I made a video on that too, which I will link if you're interested. And yeah, I think it's a cute bag. I think it's absolutely adorable. I really did not pay a lot for it. I will say that I do not use this very often. I think it's super cute, and I was debating over getting it because it was super cute, but I didn't know if I would use it that often. And I got it in the end, and I don't use it very often because usually if I want like a black bag with gold hardware that doesn't fit very much, I tend to gravitate towards my vintage Chanel or my Chanel reissue or something like that. But I do like this as a top handle. So if I want like a cute little top handle moment, I will go for this. It is a beautiful bag in my opinion. This is from the Coach 1941 collection when they were still doing that. I don't know if they still do that anymore, but this was from that collection, which is the most elite type of Coach product with the best leathers. I don't know how you would describe it aside from that, but Coach 1941 is essentially the best type of Coach you can you can get. Then it's Coach New York and then Outlet, I guess. And okay, enough about that. Cute bag. I like it. I don't use it as often as I should, but I don't know about should. I have a decent amount of bags and I use them all when I want to and as I like, and this complements my style sometimes, and that is good enough for me. I did not pay so much for it that I'm mad about the fact that I don't use it like every day. And look at the turn lock. It's super duper cute. Like, so cute. Next on my list was a Chanel lambskin card holder or mini O case, and this is something that I did not end up purchasing, partially because I didn't have the opportunity to. I really wanted a classic black Chanel flat card holder in either gold or silver hardware. I didn't really have a preference, but I wanted it in the lambskin because I am a leather nerd and I wanted to age the lambskin myself. And I didn't want to get a metallic or iridescent lambskin because those, while beautiful, don't age the same. You can't touch it and utilize the oils of your fingers to, over a period of years, have it age into a beautiful patina leather. You just can't because it's treated. So I really wanted a flat card holder in lambskin and I did not get one. I will say that I wasn't ardent about pursuing it in the boutique. I didn't bug my SA over and over again trying to get it because there are certain things that I was more interested in getting over time. So like I purchased this instead of purchasing that. So I didn't bug my SA a lot about it, and I might have had more opportunity to buy one if I had. But again, I'm not mad. Even with the prices going up all the time in Chanel, I can't imagine that the card holder would go up by too much. You know, when it was early this year when I made the wish list, it was $425. So even if the card holder is $475 or even $500, which would be a lot for a flat card holder, even from Chanel, I think I'd be willing to pay that still just for the opportunity to have the lambskin piece to age and have, and you know, it would be kind of a forever piece in my collection, so I wouldn't be too bummed about the price increase. You know, if it went up to like $600, I think that I would be more hesitant, but you know, I'll see. If I have the opportunity to get one, I probably would go for it, but also I have other SLGs that I am interested in getting, so it's kind of easier to put the classic one aside to get the more limited edition ones. And as an example, I did just recently pick up this beautiful Chanel card holder in the classic lap style in the iridescent calfskin in this pink from 21K, and I think this is absolutely beautiful. It is, one, a calfskin, and two, a treated iridescent leather, so it is neither of the things I was looking for, but it was so gorgeous that I didn't want to pass it up. And when I was going to buy an SLG and I saw this, and I could have possibly had the lambskin one instead, I kind of went for this. And because not only did I buy this one, but I also bought the classic black card holder in caviar with the gold hardware. So I got this and this at basically the same time, kind of in the same, you know, span of a few weeks / month. I didn't feel like I needed to also try to get a flat card holder in lambskin too. Now that it's been a bit, do I still want to get the card holder? Yes. So I'm going to keep an eye out for it. Again, like the way that things work with me is that I save for a while and then I buy things kind of all at once or when I get the opportunity to buy it. So I sometimes make a lot of purchases in rapid succession before spending a while not buying anything. So I don't know when the card holder will come back onto my radar, but it is still something that I want to get. If I have the opportunity to get it, I might, but if I also have the opportunity to get something else, that again might be put to the side. So I just have to see. But I mean, look at this. It is absolutely gorgeous, no regrets on getting it, and being able to look at this makes me smile every time. So kind of along the same lines as the Chanel card holder, was looking for a vintage Chanel bag in lambskin because I wanted to add another vintage Chanel lambskin piece to my collection. Now that item on my wish list kind of had a couple of different turns because I ended up spending a while looking for vintage caviar pieces because of all the price increases that were happening, wanting to sort of get a vintage caviar piece and then putting my attention back on vintage lambskin. So I don't have anything right now to show you in regards to a vintage Chanel piece, but it is not off the wish list. If I don't get one by the end of the year, it will be on the 2022 wish list of mine. And vintage Chanel is kind of always going to be on my wish list. It's sort of a standing thing because I do love vintage Chanel and I have a huge love for vintage Chanel lambskin, but also a huge appreciation for vintage Chanel caviar. So do I want to always collect those things? Kind of yes. I'm a magpie for that. So we'll see how that progresses. Along the same lines of vintage pieces, I have been spending a lot of time looking for the right vintage Hermes bag for me. I had several different things that I wanted this bag to hit in terms of color, in terms of style, in terms of how old it was, and that has kind of changed and shifted as I've searched the market. I haven't made a purchase yet for a vintage Hermes bag, but what I wanted has sort of, changed as I've discovered more styles and patterns and colors. For instance, when I first started my search, I really wanted a bag that you could carry on your shoulder, and now I'm also open to top handle options or top handle only options. So something like that, like my tastes, not my tastes, but my preferences have widened a little bit, so I'm more accepting of different options. I haven't, again, purchased anything, but I'm kind of really waiting for the one that really speaks to me in terms of that one, that style and color and clasp, that one. So will you see a vintage Hermes bag soon on my channel? I don't know about soon, but in 2022, probably. I think that I really kind of narrowed down what I want while widening my options. So it's a very convoluted way to say that I still want one, haven't bought one yet, and plan to. Still on Hermes, I also wanted an Hermes Bastia, and this is one of those things that I have been waiting again for the right combination in terms of color and leather. I really want an Hermes Verso Bastia, so one that has a different outside and inside color, and I want a bright pop of color, like a really good fun color, with the inside color maybe being a little bit darker so coin residue isn't as, noticeable, even though I plan to clean it obviously, but just less easy to damage a darker color. I haven't found the perfect one yet. I am talking to my Hermes SA about, options, and so I do plan to get one sooner over later. It just depends on what comes available. This is one that I would be buying in the Hermes boutique if possible, or possibly online. I do check the website pretty often, but just haven't found the perfect one yet. I'm also not sure about leathers. I think that Mysore is a beautiful leather. It's got this really interesting, like, glossy sheen to it, but I also think that Epsom, for instance, is a pretty durable leather, which would be nice for an SLG. There are all these different kinds of leathers that the Bastias are available in, so I'm just biding my time for the right one. I also had another SLG on my 2021 wish list, and that was a YSL card holder, like a card holder from Saint Laurent in a cool, fun color. And I really was into the YSL green, like their tealy green, and even found one on The RealReal, bought it, and then had the very unfortunate and unpleasant experience of realizing that The RealReal had sold me a fake. I made a whole video about that, comparing and contrasting a real card holder to the one that I received, the fake one, and why I ended up settling on the idea that it was not an authentic piece. So I will link that for you. I'm linking an awful lot of videos in this video, but I guess I did make videos about pretty much everything I bought, so that makes kind of sense. Anyway, so I bought the card holder of my dreams and then had to return it because it was inauthentic. So I was not exactly happy with purchasing a counterfeit, and that didn't turn me off of YSL, but it did kind of turn me off of The RealReal, which was one of the places that I was looking for this card holder because I was into a discontinued color. Am I still interested in a YSL card holder? Yes. Do I still want a fun color? Yes. I really want like a bright green color, or a blue, like a pretty blue or green, possibly like a bright red, but I'm open. I just haven't seen any colors that YSL has newly released that really speak to me yet. And I also really want the silver hardware, which is a little bit unusual for me because I'm usually a gold hardware person. But I think that YSL's shiny silver hardware is really pretty and is a beautiful contrast to their brighter colors. So that's kind of what I'm looking at on the wish list of my mind. So if I don't get one by the end of 2021, which honestly, I don't think that I will. I do want a 2022 YSL card holder, or I do want a YSL card holder for 2022. It'll be on my wish list. You know what I mean. And the final item on my 2021 wish list that, again, I made very back when, in the beginning of the year, was a scarf from Dior, a very specific scarf, the Tree of Life scarf in the beautiful like green, blue, tealy green pattern, which is, as you probably have guessed by now, a color that I really like and enjoy. Did I buy this scarf? No. Is it sold out? Absolutely. Do I still love this scarf? Yes, I think it's beautiful, but I'm happy that I didn't get it because I did get a different scarf that I love so much more and I think is more beautiful, and that is a scarf from Hermes. I did make a video about the whole purchasing experience as well as unboxing it on my channel, so I will link that for you, just like I will link every single video that I've made. But I will also show it to you now because it is beautiful and I relish every opportunity I get to show it off. So this is the scarf. And it is in this beautiful blue colorway, as I like blue. It's one of my favorite colors, obviously. And it is by Akira Yamaguchi, who is one of the artists for the Hermes, you know, silks and stuff. And it is beautiful. It depicts a bunch of scenes from Japan where they basically create the scarf itself. So this is the screen printing of the scarf and sewing and the blocking of it. And that's the final version of the scarf. Let's see if I can actually show it to you here. These are the artisans going to work and studying and designing the scarf here, making out the sketches. These are the artisans working on saddlery and leather work. As you know, Hermes is really known for that. And this part depicts the Hermes Faubourg building, which of course, as you know, is the flagship store of Hermes. And then here are customers and clients looking at the saddlery and all of the items in the store. And then the main picture is this samurai on this really interesting, like, mechanic horse being led by another fellow samurai. And just the details in this thing are amazing. Like, it's so beautiful. I think this scarf is so gorgeous. I'm actually planning on framing it. I've decided that I'm going to frame it. So I did purchase a frame for it, and I'm just waiting for it to arrive. With everything going on now, shipments are very, you know, topsy-turvy. The framing company said, we can't guarantee anything, so you'll get it when you get it, basically. But I do plan on framing it. I think it's absolutely beautiful. It's gorgeous. It's one of my favorite things that I bought this year, actually. Yeah, so there you go. That was it. So I had a scarf on my wish list. It was originally the Dior one. I didn't get it. I'm not really sure why I didn't go for it in the end, but I decided not to, and I'm glad I didn't, because then I found the most beautiful scarf of all time from Hermes, and I just am so happy that this is the one I went for. Do I want more scarves from Hermes now? Yes. So you might see more of those later on my channel, but for now, this is the one I got. I think it's absolutely beautiful. It is easily one of my most favorite things that I purchased this year so far, and you know, just I'm very happy with it. I'm very happy with it. I'm looking forward to seeing it framed. The scarf itself is called Les Artisans de Hermes, by the way, if you're interested in it. I don't know if it is still being sold on the website, but if I do find it on the website or on a resale website, again, I'll link it for you. But you know, I'm so happy with it. I think it's so nice. If you're interested, by the way, in a roundup video of like my best and possibly worst luxury purchases of 2021, feel free to let me know in the comments, or if you're interested in a different video or a video on any of the items that I mentioned, also please feel free to leave me a comment, because I'm happy to make videos and I'm happy to have ideas for more videos to make. We can help each other out. You give me an idea and I make the video for you. I'd also love to hear your opinions on any of the things I mentioned in this video, or if you're wanting to share an item on your wish list that you did get in 2021, please feel free to do so. Or feel free to share a wish list that you have for 2022, and may next year be an excellent and better year. I hope that you enjoyed this video. It was kind of fun for me to round everything up, and also really interesting to put everything in like a little pile around me while I was trying to film. So that was, you know, a time. If you like this video, please do give it a like, because it super duper helps the algorithm, and subscribe for more content because it helps the algorithm even more. Thank you so much for watching, and I'll see you next time. Bye.